Well, it's meant to be effects as well, isn't it? You got nothing else?
WA.
Greetings, welcome to the field of WA Chairman's 13, everyone.
Did I say which way? Good guys. Everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome on down to North Beach Footy Oval for this Fuel to Play and Go Community Series. It is the WA Chairman's Pick team versus the England Community Lions. I'm Nick Neary. Donny Bell joins me as well. WA's already out on the field. England are coming out now. We're going to pop down for the anthems just shortly. Quickly, just around the grounds. It's 22 degrees down here. Big old crowd has come in to see this fixture today. We're going to break it down in between the anthems and kickoff. And we'll let the teams all set up now as we go down into the centre for both national anthems. Just about game time. Going to get set and ready to go in just a couple of moments' time, and I can welcome in now Donnie Bell, who's excited for a big clash, that's for sure.
Absolutely am, mate. Just when you think it's cricket season, boom, rugby league is back on the agenda.
We've got plenty of it coming your way. This is the first of a 3-game friendly series, although it's shaping up to be not so friendly. This England community side have a lot of talent that they've brought down under, and they're looking to get a win here first up against the Chairman's 11 between the following Tuesday and Thursday WA State men's team clashes. And you're not wrong, Donnie, we're surrounded by 3, maybe 4 games of cricket down here at North Beach. Plenty of grass around. Early tippers here. There's going to be hard running through the middle you expect from the English Lions, and maybe a bit of talent out wide for WA.
Oh, I mean, it's a good team that Bobby Cronin's put together for this Chairman's 13. There's a lot of quality, as we'll talk about. A couple of Ron Hudson medal winners. There's 3 blokes that are in the Western Australian Team of the Year. So the English side, they're not going to have it all their own way, as we're about ready for kick-off. The English side to get us underway. It goes down. It looks like it will be the reigning Ron Hudson medal winner in Tommy Fry with the first carry of the game. Man of the match in the Western Australian Grand Final, the North Beach Sea Eagles, victorious in that one. They've got first use of the footy. The Community Lions from England looking to put their stamp on the game as that one goes across, and just stopping a little bit there, Tamaho Tierney, the pass behind him from Gudgeon. He's jumped into 9 despite wearing the number 1 on his back, and Brendan White takes it up to the 40-metre line. Looks like Tudor Edwards goes to Robbie Smith, who from just outside the 40 puts a kick down between fullback and winger, and it's knocked backwards, says the referee, and Connor Parkinson there gets a little bit of a reprieve. I don't know how did you see that one, Nick?
I think it has to be back. He just made it look awkward. Very stiff hands from Parkinson's first touch of the game. Maybe a little bit of jet lag still falling into this one, but promising to see WA looking to go up the middle early, not trying to be too flashy first 5 minutes of the game.
Well, there's a good, strong carry from Glenn. Because trying to learn the English names over the course of the next couple of weeks. That one tipped on to Philbin. He looks a big lump of a lad, Andy Philbin. So they go up over the 40-metre line with Siddons. That's the captain, just short of the halfway line. So they're going to get to their kick as well. So both teams getting through their first set successfully. That one just off the knees there of Jeremiah Phillips. Just got his hands out of the way in time. But the first kick from both teams, Nick, creating a little bit of heart palpitations from the men at the back.
Everything level at the moment, though. 2 lost backwards. Happy to see both teams running around for the first couple of minutes here. A very stocky outfit, Donnie, this English Lions. The ankles are going to be vulnerable. Gudgeon just tries to go down the left-hand side. Had Jeremiah Phillips just sniffing a sideline run, not to be so far. Keeping them straight through the middle. Holgate with a good first up tackle for him this afternoon.
Tierney goes across to Tudor Edwards. Now Robbie Smith. He floats one over that lands. Well, it floats forward. So the touch judge right in line with that one, calling it forward from Robbie Smith. He's a real enigmatic player, is Robbie. When he does some brilliant things, but he also does a couple of things like that again, where he will give the opposition an opportunity like he's done right here.
Referees were itching to get something underway as well there. 2 close calls that they couldn't blow the whistle on. One flat pass and away we go.
There's Robbie Smith, the lone representative of the Willagee Bears out there today, because quite a few clubs represented in this Western Australian side. And the English with the first real chance of the game. Leon Crellin punched up against this right-hand touchline. Parkinson gets out of dummy half and takes a scurry. Now they'll look to get their playmakers involved. And they do so now with Moore. Now lining up to have a carry is Glenn. He's got the ball in hand. Had a runner and his captain outside him, but just takes the contact. It's put down centre field, 20 out from the Chairman's 13 line. Short pass. It's Jacob Moore again, put down on 5. The kick's going to be important. It goes now to Weir. Weir looks to roll it in behind. Gudgeon, he's put it down. It's knocked on both ways, I think.
He's probably going to have a chat about it. I think you're spot on with the call live, though, Donny. Forward off WA, then forward off Lions.
Sorry, it's a penalty too.
We're going to have one early.
So it's penalty over here. So we've got 2 players in front of the ball. It's a
Oh,
penalty.
there you go. It's going to be a penalty to the Chairman's 13 in front of the kicker.
Good view.
Just wait for me, please.
Well, the touch judges are having their say in this game. Both involved early and coming up with crucial calls. The forward pass on one side and the offside call on the other. Look, Caleb Reedy's showing he's still got it down on the sideline.
It's good. Red 6.
Takes that on the full,
Hold, go.
like we scream at fullbacks to do week in, week out.
21.
We're going to hear about that All Harmony Cup weekend, I feel. He'll find a mic.
Go 1.
Now Irvine goes across field.
K15.
Over the halfway. So that penalty giving the Western Australian side
Hold, go 2.
their best field position so far. The pass from dummy half from Smith, not the best. Tierney, he makes the most of it. Gets out to Jeremiah Phillips. The defence does well to slide across in Crellin. The held call has come. So he stays in the field of play. Thomas gets it to Tierney. Tierney off the right foot, almost goes through. Another great defensive play from Leon Crellin.
Stay out. Play on. Play on. Play on. Don't milk the boy.
Well, he's been told to play the ball. Another pass from Smith that hits the ground. He's not normally a 9, Jared Smith, more of a 13. He's a bit of a makeshift 9, the captain, and a couple of bit of poor service from him in that set.
It's just good to see both sides slowing the ruck down as much as they can as well.
Back it up, boy.
Lions maybe just have the better of it at the moment. You can see WA frustrate, a couple shoves off from markers. Important defensive set here for WA. Don't want to gift an opportunity up the other end again. The big man in Philbin.
Stand. Don't look at me. Stand. PWA, that's good. Hold, hold.
Easy carry.
Go 1.
Kind of got themselves in 6s and 7s, the Lions, but managed to get Price halfway through a gap.
Well, it's twice they've gone to that left-hand side and found a little bit of space. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go there a little bit more often. Totoa Parkinson and Logan Barclay defending on that side. Now here they come again. Getting up quickly and putting a good shot on, though, is Barclay. One of those players that made the WA Team of the Year. Gudgeon goes right back to his own line. A good kick right into the corner, but Gudgeon beats the first chaser. It's a staggered chasing line from the English side. Gudgeon, he's got away from 3. He gets into the backfield. Gudgeon pins the ears back, and the chase comes from behind. Connor Taylor makes the tackle. Had to be made. They want to quick play the ball. A second effort in the tackle. Had to be a penalty. It's not. It comes across now to Tudor Edwards. He dummies to White, who gets hit off the ball. Does the big basketball flop, did White? But the referee wasn't falling for it. Smith. Now they look to go through the middle with Fry. He'll play it back. Smith now waiting. They've regrouped this English side after the great run from Gudgeon. Robbie Smith looks to step his way through. Both halves, they're great running halves. Smith, though, will play it back to Tudor Edwards. The little roll in behind, and it's Joel Irvine gets to it first. And there's the first points of this game. Joel Irvine dots down, and Western Australia lead 4-0. Kick to come.
It's a smart start off the back of Gudgeon's big kick return. It's almost inexcusable, maybe just getting out the cobwebs, the Lions. They were very flat in attack leading up to that play, kick through, and somehow they managed to stagger an entire flat attacking line. So just got to be a little bit better with communication, getting themselves all organised after the kick, because they can pay dividends as a very quick, very sizable WA side that's got the first points, 4-0.
Yeah, Tamaho Tierney's had a good start in the 7. He gets the try assist, rolling that one in behind. He's looked dangerous when he's run the ball. He's thrown a couple of, cheeky little passes, and now that the little kick in behind gets first points for the Chairman's 13.
By time looking out there, what do they work on?
And that, as I said in the run, the chase from that was a great kick from the English side, but the chase was very poor, very staggered. There was only one person that really chased through. He got beaten, and then it was just broken field running, which Kanoa Gudgeon, he absolutely adores that.
Just wishes he had another click and a half in the legs.
A kick out to the right. It'll stay out to the right, not going to hook back. So it remains 4-0. WA Chairman's 13, leading the England Community Lions.
It's going to be interesting to see how the state team comes out of this side as well, Donnie. I mean, the next two games, they go up another level. And there's a few faces out there that would think they have a jersey on their back and a few that are thinking they could probably raise their hand if they play well enough this afternoon. Yeah,
certainly a few of these guys won't feature in that state side, but you'd imagine there'll be a handful that'll be backing up to play. Maybe not the Tuesday, maybe the Thursday game, depending on how their bodies are. But, they've got to use a squad of players when you're playing a few games in succession.
Hey, Caleb, we're one ball.
We're just...
budget cuts on tour.
That's it.
Went for the nice hotel, skimped on the balls.
Just one footy. It doesn't look like we've got any ball boys or girls on the sideline at the minute.
That's good. Sounds good.
So back underway. Prescott puts it down on the bounce to Fry. Fry, a little skip in his step. And the ball comes free.
Knock on.
Well, the English bench are up and about.
They didn't even get the reaction they were hoping for as well. They want to see a bit of boisterousness out of the guys on field, celebrate the wins. It's a massive place to turn the ball over. And an immediate reply will start to get a smile on a few of these English faces.
I'll tell you one bloke that I'm looking to here is Leon Crellin. He's been outstanding defensively on this right-hand side for the English side. Let's see what he's got in attack as it comes out now to Weir. Weir goes to the line, out the back, and now it's that man Crellin. He's chopped down, a great tackle from Thomas. He's opposite number. Getting out of dummy half and having a crack at the line now is Prescott. He's just short, a couple of metres out. He'll play it back to Weir. Weir at dummy half. Goes across to Philbin, and they're up quickly on him. Smith saw that coming, stopped him before he could get going. Should be in front shortly.
There's a very, very sharp, tidy ball. Shouldn't really be a gap in the middle there, and there wasn't. Just faded at one as late as they possibly could. The English Lions had everything set back out to the right-hand side for the next tackle. But it wasn't just a crash-up, it was a genuine effort, and 4 apiece chance to go in front. We're only 12 minutes into this game.
Jamie Tracy from, I don't know how to say some of these names, but the Thaddeau Heath Crusaders is written down on my little cheat sheet here. It's a bit of time at St Helens, a Lancashire lad. Gets the first try for the England Community Lions. I'm sure the Crusaders, boys back home, would have enjoyed that one. Nice little short ball.
See how far your research goes, Donnie. What's the time back home for all the fellas?
I think they said it was an 8:30 a.m. kickoff.
Is it the full 12 hours? That sounds about right to me.
Well, that was what was on the NRLWA site.
Yeah, 8:41 in the morning there at the moment.
Well, there you go. You put me on the spot there, and I didn't let you down.
Oh, I was wrong. That's correct. Go over the goalposts, though. 6-4. England Lions take the lead back here versus the Chairman's 13.
Well, that was off the back of the Tommy Fry era. And punished for it almost immediately. The West Australian side. Jack Bullard makes his way out in the middle. Part of a group of very good young players over here in Western Australia. He'll play through the middle and look to have an impact here as he's involved in that tackle straight away. Might be a little bit of a golfing experience there between Bullard and Siddons.
Very flat in attack the last couple of sets.
Second marker, not square.
Did just lead to a try, but WA are catching on. Nowhere really to go for the big Philbin.
Take it back there on the line. Tackle's complete on the line. On the line. That's fine. Play the ball for 3. Held 23. Stand.
Just approaching their own 40 line speed. Really pressing this flat attack. Not letting them exit their own half. Nowhere to go for the captain. Siddons again.
Release him. 5.
Numbers are on the left-hand side. Kick goes long. They really got to. Gudgeon gets a bad bounce. This will shut down his kick return, but doesn't shut down the pass on the outside. A little hit off the ball, doesn't affect it, and we go down the left-hand side. Big chance for one little. Jeremiah Phillips gets the ball off on the inside for Tyranny. He might just go left foot, right foot, bang. And get the second of the afternoon for the WA Chairman's 13. I didn't believe they were going to get much off that kick after the ugly bounce for Gudgeon, but works out pretty well in the end, Donnie.
Well, Kanoa Gudgeon is having a real impact in this game. He started it, attacked the ball, had to come forward to a ball that bounced away from him, got that on his fingertips, and just played footy, played what was in front of him, got the ball to Jeremiah Phillips. He showed a clean pair of heels. He took on his opposite number. It was a one-on-one contest. He put a beautiful little in and away, got away from his man, and then just draw and pass to Tierney. Tierney was never going to have the speed, but he has the footwork. He goes bang, 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 and over he goes to score the try. And it's the WA Chairman's 13 back in front. 8 points to 6, kick to come.
Keelan Tudor-Edwards gets the boot now. And I actually rate him from here. He's only got to deal with a little bit of a downslope out of bounds, but has kicked plenty down here at North Beach in his time.
Joondalup giant Joel Irvine with the first try. Tomoho Tierney set up the first, scores the second, the Fremantle Rooster. And now we've got the Rockingham Shark, Keelan Tudor-Edwards. From out wide, taking over the goal kicking duty after the poor strike from Tierney with his first attempt. Moves in, so he's gone to the left. And that's waved away as well.
Just anywhere in between those two should be all right. Not much wind to speak of down here, though. It's a pretty still, calm day. The English boys will be liking that there's no real heat in the air.
Yeah, it's always the, I guess, the drama this time of year for an English touring side coming to this part of the world is that it can be quite warm. You can easily get a few days over 30 degrees, and that can really hurt an English side. But the weather, it's fairly nice, 22 degrees here today. It's a beautiful summer's day, I'm sure, back home in England, but it's quite cool for us this time of year.
Surprised you went the sports shirt and just the shorts, Donnie. I'm jeans and jumper. Tudor-Edwards just trying to drive an extra metre of a 2 through the line. Oh, whistle almost went in the mouth just there. Raised it for half a second. Good communication so far. Nowhere really to get out of the tackle.
And Matty Stableford there, so 2 tackles in a row. The referee was very close to giving the penalty the second time. He said, "I've had enough. I'm blowing it this time." You mentioned it in the call that he put the whistle to the mouth. The second time he blew it.
There was probably just excuses on the first one with Keelan trying to get those extra couple of metres driving the whole way. Not to be on this occasion. Tap and go. Good option, Donnie.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a real physical unit, Thomas. He's quite comfortable playing as a forward in the middle, but out in the centres here today. And now's a man that used to playing in the centres. He's in the middle, so it's Royden Gillett. That's just about 8 metres out from the line. White, he looks to crash his way over, and he's stopped there by Moore. We'll play it back to Smith. Smith goes from dummy half, and they're awake to it, the English side. Tierney, he jumps into dummy half. They go out the back to Tudor Edwards. He goes out the back as well to Smith. Smith to Gudgeon. Gudgeon across the face. A chance now for Tatoa Parkinson. He steps in field and gets over in the corner. Another try for the West Australians. This time, the Fremantle Roosters, Tatoa Parkinson.
They're just a little bit concerned, overly concerned, I would even have to say. The Lions close and in around the tackle where they're defending supremely. But then you see as soon as the ball went out back door, defence came up and had to immediately start shifting on a 45 back towards the corner. And just the pace of the back line out here, they're going to have to sit a bit deeper, wider on them all day, be a bit riskier through the middle, you'd think.
It wasn't quite as slick as it could have been from WA either. The pass from Gudgeon hit the ground, but a kind bounce for Tatoa Parkinson. Still had a bit of work to do. There was some sliding cover defence. He kept his head, didn't overplay his hand, a little bit of footwork, and goes over for a very good winger's try.
It's a complete opposite side of the field for Keelan Tudor Edwards now.
Yeah, because both the first two tries scored on this left-hand side. This is an important kick, really. We'll give them that 8-point advantage. And suddenly the England Community Lions, they're looking for a response. So Tudor Edwards moves in. Puts it up across the face, it looks from here. We don't have the best angle, but that's exactly what happened. So it's at 12 points to 6. The goal kicking of the Western Australian side is keeping England in this one.
A game of Masters this morning down here, Donny, and then we had 3 games of 9s. There was English touring side, had a 9s team in there as well. They're going to be featuring in the Harmony Cup first week in November, I believe.
Yep, absolutely. The first weekend in November, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a 3-day festival of rugby league. It is fantastic to be involved with that every year, and looking forward to seeing a bit more of this English side as they build into this tour. This their first real hit out.
That's good.
Only just onside from that kick-off. Tierney comes forward and he wants to take them on. Well, when you've got a halfback that's willing to take a carry like that, you know you've got some physicality on your side. Tudor Edwards with a bit of a juggle. Gets it back in. And we'll play the ball. Back to Smith. He goes from dummy half, dummies to Bullard. Shows good leg drive to get up over the 40-metre line. Now Robbie Smith, he puts a kick in. No fullback at home. That one is towards the sideline. A second kick from Tatoa Parkinson got to it first. They would have been quite happy for that one to go into touch. They would have got the ball back.
Yeah, I think actually going for the try might have been the bad option there. There was a little bit of gas left on the ball. Deep in their own half now. Lions have got to think their way through a good set. Gudgeon is a fullback at home. This ball's gone wide. Good little soccering effort. Need to stay in the field of play, Krellin.
Well, you did say you were looking for more adventure from the English side. I don't think that's exactly what you were talking about.
Probably just in the other half when we get there. Going to need a really solid kick chase here. All as one unit. Gudgeon will take this 48 out. Middle of the park.
That's a kick from inside their 10. What a defensive set from the Western Australians. They are rolling at the moment, and this English side are on their heels. White the dummy half. He has a little bit of a look. He gets it to Tatoa Parkinson, one of the try scorers. They're a little bit bunched here to start this set. I'm not sure they know exactly what to do, catching a kick 48 out from the opposition line, but Tudor Edwards goes out the back to Tierney, now to Gudgeon, now to White. White, a little bit of a skip, tries to get to the outside of Weir, who does well, rides him to the ground. Gudgeon now into dummy half. Gillett spins out of the first contact from Holgate on tackle 5. Tudor Edwards on the right, they go to the left. Tierney out the back to Gudgeon, he's run out of room. Comes back the other way. Smith just taps that one over to Robbie Smith. Robbie Smith puts a little kick over the top, he needs a bounce. Smith chasing through, gets the ball. There's that Robbie Smith brilliance that I told you to expect. That is marvellous footy from Robbie Smith.
That is absolutely nothing footy that Robbie Smith has turned into gold there. A lucky bounce late after the kick after he brings it into the line. But there's question marks about cobwebs on this English side. It's going to be a tough tour. They just need to be a little bit more consolidated in defence. Seems like there's 2-3 different lines every single tackle that seem to come out. Not one big unit that wants to work together all afternoon.
No, you're absolutely right. It's... I mean, they've barely had the ball. They've finally got the ball after it was a great kick from Robbie Smith as well. Went for that 40-20. It was like tackle 3. There was no fullback at home. Right down into a corner. Then a marvellous defensive set of 6 from WA. Kept them, but forced them to kick from inside their 10. They just could not go anywhere in that set. And on the back of that, WA score once more. They're out to a 16-6 lead. Tierney's got the goal-kicking duties back. Moves in. Can they pilot one through? The crowd, they like it. Finally, some Bronx cheers from up in the bar area there from North Beach. And it is 18 points to 6. WA over the England Community Lions.
Doesn't get any easier. Ben Solomona has just made his way out for his first run this afternoon. You'll all find out who it is as soon as he gets the ball in hand, I'm sure. Sets himself as deep as he possibly can here to get an offload.
Well, they've
smart kicks.
They've been kicking the other way. So see if they do that again.
The smart kick short here. They're all early, so they're going to be stagnant.
Goes over the head of Smith there and bounces it away. He taps it back and it's eventually cleaned up by Gillett. But again, a sloppy bit of play as the ball hit the deck. Now Bullard gets a run. Your man Solomona from the Kalamunda Bulldogs. He won't be far away. He's going to be outside Tudor Edwards. And it's Keelan that just takes it himself into contact. There's 3 or 4 English players in there. They're getting numbers in the tackle.
Very close to getting pinged again.
So now to Smith, and again kicking from inside the 40. And again over the head and into space. Just turning the English side around. How's the chase? They get through, they slip up a little high, but Robbie Smith gives himself away, and the referee still takes a while to give the penalty.
I don't think there was going to be one for a second as well there, but every WA player sold it like it was. Good gift this. Don't need points, just need to finish this one up the other end.
Well, absolutely. Like I said, they've had hardly any ball the last 10 minutes or so. They get a little bit of the pill now. They just want to get the ball up the other end. Screaming there, the referee. The player there, Logan Barclay, called offside. Now the English side go up over the halfway line. McShane at dummy half has thrown that one forward, I think, but not picked up by the sideline official on this occasion. Now McShane goes to Siddons. Siddons dummies on the outside. He'll be put down by White. They're looking to this right-hand side again. They go left, though. Out the back, dummying a couple of times. WA had to get up quick to shut that down. Umbrella defence. Keep working down the short side.
Offside.
Robbie Smith offside. And it looks like one of the English players is down as well.
I like the option short side again. It is the other side of the ground short side that they've taken this time because WA do seem pretty well organised, sending that J defence, umbrella defence out wide. Probably just keeping the pace on the game is the way to go. They get a good penalty out of it. And now we go from finishing up the other end to now we do want points, Donny. Now we do want to see some more.
Well, let's see what they've got to offer.
Wait, okay, wait.
Stableford looks like he wants the first carry.
Go.
And he gets it. Takes that into contact.
Okay, 13,
A free hit
release
for WA. They knew that was
13,
coming.
Locked in. 1.
Now Taylor. Taylor goes out the back to Weir. Weir goes out further.
Play on.
Prescott.
Backwards.
And that one into touch. You might have wanted points. You didn't get them.
With the touch
They're still just blowing themselves out a little bit. Solid defence, WA, though. They are forcing a lot of these actions out of the lines.
With a touchy.
The chairman's clearly had a strong word to them, wants them to play well on defence, and it's showing off here this afternoon.
Yeah, you got to watch that play.
Of course, you talk about blowing out the cobwebs. This is the first game on tour. I think they've got 14 or 15 different clubs that are represented in this English side. There's 5 from Hunslet. They won the premiership over in England. So there's 5 from that one club, and maybe they should will want to start to lean on some of those combinations because at the moment it's not clicking. There's a little kick from Gudgeon into space. I don't know whether anybody else really knew it was on. So it's Parkinson's able to go back and clean it up. Gudgeon chases his own kick, gets hold of Parkinson, tries to pick him up and carry him like a handbag all the way back into his own in-goal area. But now a run out of dummy half for Crellin. Now they go right to the line with Moore. Moore almost slicing through. Bowman Stein makes the tackle on the halfway line. McShane gives the short pass to Dearden. Dearden, he's trapped but gets a quick play the ball. McShane sees that. He gets going onto the front foot. Now they go towards the middle underneath the Siddons. Siddons punches a hole through. He gets the offload away to Prescott. Prescott fires the long ball, knocked backwards by Barclay. 6 again for the English side.
Well refereed, big chance again.
They go from dummy half. Wasn't really on there. WA up to that task. Now they look to go back towards the same side. They're just punching in at the same players again and again.
Solomon is isolated near the post. They've got to be talking to attack him. Forward pass. Lucky it was as well, otherwise I've robbed you of a good call down the sideline, Donny.
Jack McShane. He threw one that was forward up here. And he gets called for that one. That would have been a try assist. But unfortunately, it was a flat NFL pass.
2 sets in a row. They've given it away early in the count inside the 10. "31 minutes into the first half."
Well, the captain, Chris Siddons, he's he's got the bandage on the head and he's just got some more running repairs there.
You got to wait. You went too early. Yeah, it was in, and by the time I said ball in, okay? You got to hold for me, okay? Okay, heads in.
Well, it's taking about as much time as a rugby union scrum at the moment. Eventually we get it out. Flat pass there. Goes to Thomas.
Hold. Locked in. Go 1.
Well handled by the English side as White. He runs into Moore. Now WA, they just look a little flat all of a sudden. Pass goes across the face to Fry. So far they've just used Solomona as a decoy runner. That kick from inside the 20. Going towards the sideline, that might be a 20-40.
Is that 20-40?
That's a 20-40.
That's a brilliant
You just don't see that.
Yeah, he was inside the 20.
4th time they've kicked early as well. It's a good bit of study they've made on this side. They're not going to have many wings or fullbacks early in the set in play. That's relieved a lot of pressure. You just said they went flat, Donny. Well, this is going to perk a lot of them up.
Well, here's Solomona with his first carry. Bumps off the captain. Now Jeremiah Phillips goes to Tierney. Tierney a show and go. Siddons stayed with him along with Weir. Plays it back to Stein. Stein. Smiler gets hit, gets rocked, but holds the ball. Good contact from Moore. Now Tierney, he wanted it. It goes out the back, though, to Jeremiah Phillips. He goes to Smith. Smith turns that one underneath and almost going through the WA side.
Release. Go 4.
Stein. Inside, Jeremiah Phillips. He looks like he's moved to fullback, Jeremiah Phillips. Now Tierney. Tierney rolls another one in behind. Ben Solomon is chasing. Can't quite get it. Knocked over the dead ball line by Kieran Prescott.
Gee, they were all about to go up, Donny. Add to the list of accolades, 2024 National Caleb Reedy lookalike champion out there as well. Both going with the samurai bun this summer.
Behind the kicker, boys. Don't go early in this one.
Well, there's the call from the bench as well. Solomon has got one more set to get through, so look for him to have a big carry at some stage in this set. Fry brings it back. Good defensive technique down low from McCallum. Stops him where he stands. Now Gillett. He'll play it back to Stein. Stein's got Smith. Smith goes to Irvine. Irvine goes to the line. And again using Solomona as the decoy.
Locked in. Markers are on for 3.
Now Gudgeon. Gudgeon goes across to Smiler. Smiler standing in the tackle. They drive him towards the sideline. Thomas trying to keep him in. And they managed to do that.
Offside 12, not square.
Now Tierney. Tierney across to Irvine. Irvine bounces away from one. Gets the pass out to Fry. Knocked down by England, and that should be another set of 6 coming.
Better defence now, though. Starting to adjust. Just working for each other a little bit more. You heard just the one call of offside down the sideline. Would have been, in fact, on Ben Shulver. But they played away from it nicely.
All right, guys. It's a WA feed, yeah? Yeah, WA feed. England, WA feed. It's not from you.
England trying to pull a Swifty there on the referee. The referee wasn't sure. Had to double check with his touch judges that it was the WA feed. The Stein goes from the base of the scrum. It's stripped out by Rouse, but he gets away with it.
He dropped it. He dropped it.
Referee saying he dropped it. I don't think he did, but England needed that. They needed the reprieve. And now they need to get to their kick at the end of this set.
See if they want to release early as well. Parkinson gets through the line. At least gives a couple of metres on forward. Krellin was begging for the ball. Still no tackle. Now Parkinson goes down on the opposite 40. Set flat and narrow through the centre of the park. Tomlinson set out to the right-hand side pretty strongly here. First Siddons, left-hand side, line speed supreme again.
No advantage, no advantage. Standing, 15.
And now slow to the feet, flat ball outright. Set something up. Still short left side. Jabbering kick through by McShane. Scooped up nicely across the back. And really, they're selling me and you. They're going to come back out to the open side, but a pure determination to keep attacking that short side.
Well, they had some success on that left-hand side early in the contest. They haven't probably the last 6 times they've been there, though, so maybe time to shake it up and explore somewhere else. WA have made some adjustments on that side of the field, and it's worked for them. There's another early kick from Tierney, that one from inside the 40. I don't think he's quite got the angle, won't get the run on it in any case. So McShane goes back to clean it up. A great chase, though, from Jeremiah Phillips, and he's tackled a metre out from his line. Well, he was very, very lax in getting to that one, McShane, and was claimed as soon as he had it. So now the English side struggling to get back on side. And WA just turning up the heat with their defence. This early kicking is really, it's really got to be getting to the English side. They've got to make adjustments and send some players back to cover that, because it is causing them all sorts of headaches.
Well, and then they're going to start throwing the ball wide. So I think they're just in their heads a little bit here, losing one just forward and going out over on the sideline. Jake Dearden. I think it's just a bit of mental fortitude they're going to need to find at half-time. Because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't cover at the backfield, I feel.
Well, at the moment, this English side being out-coached, and out-coached by John Hoff, who coaching against an English side, it must feel a little strange to him. If you've had a chat with Johnny, he's got a distinctive accent.
Don't look at me, guys.
Fry at dummy half. The two front rowers combine as it goes out now to Smiler. Another juggle. He forced one out the back. It's going to be called a knock on. Well, he never quite had control of the ball and then just comes up with the error trying to force it out. Should have just secured possession, taken the tackle. Trying to do a bit too much there. Sabalo Smiler. The Alkimos Tigers. Another one of those clubs from WA represented.
Wait for me, 6. Wait, heads in.
9 clubs represented in WA. Only 5 clubs in the first grade competition, but 9 clubs. So a few blokes that normally play in the reserve grade competition in the local league. Here's a bit of a chance for WA, and they look to take him on, and it's with Krellin. Krellin's down this right-hand side. He comes to Gudgeon. Gudgeon comes across, makes the tackle. Jeremiah Phillips comes from behind as well. Now Weir, they go towards the middle with Shoulder. He'll play the ball back to McShane. McShane, he goes for a gallop out of dummy half, gets the pass across to Rouse. Rouse is shut down quickly. Now they just look to straighten the attack through Stableford. Looking to set something up. Are they going to come to the right this time with Siddon? Siddon, short ball, floats one over. Where dummies, goes, gets the pass back to McShane. McShane should score, does score. Craig McShane dives over for the second try for the England Community Lions, and they are right back in this one. 18-10, kick to come.
And finally, a little chink in the armour of what's been a pretty good defensive unit so far. Maybe just feeling it late in the legs here. The WA Chairman's 13. And you're not wrong, Donnie. That's a very important try. 10-18 kick to come can really get this one tight before we head into a half-time break. I like the commitment out wide, though. Craig McShane stayed on for a while there. There was a messy offload by Weir that was pump, and then eventually goes. Everyone stayed alive on the play once it finally got released. Connor Parkinson early in the set as well. He's been smelling for a big run out on the right-hand side for probably half of this half. Finally got to release himself for more than a second or two.
I've got to say, I thought Dom Weir had butchered it at first. He had 2 blokes unmarked outside him, dummied and went himself, and when he got claimed, I thought he's gone. He's blown this try, but found Craig McShane, who just stayed alive, as you said, out the back, and he showed some good footwork to go over and score the second try for the Lions. Because McShane, one of those Hunslet 5 that are in this touring side. That did win the premiership over Settle 24-12, their 3rd consecutive premiership in the National Conference final. So a good club. And Craig McShane, one of the key members of that premiership winning team. A chance to make this a 6-point ball game. You'd feel that would certainly flatter the English side if Denny Rouse is able to knock this one over. And the Hunslet halfback knocks it over as the siren sounds in the background, and that will send England to the sheds with a bit of momentum. 18-12 at halftime, Nick.
Yeah, it really does it. Tell the full story of the half, that scoreline. England will be pretty happy with themselves, just 4 points back, you'd feel. And there's a lot of positives you can wring out of the WA side. Probably the one for the English, in tight. They are really good. They know what they're doing. They know how to defend, and they certainly know how to drive through the middle of the ground. They've just found themselves 3 or 4 times throughout that half really getting stuck trying to exit, really getting stuck not knowing what to do when that early kick comes. So not too much to worry about, you'd think, with only just a 4-point margin. They just got to be onto it early in the second, I think.
Absolutely. It's going to be a big second 40. We're going to see how fit they are, because, as you said, the WA side keep turning them around. I think they've looked at them in the warm-up and gone, they're a big side. Yeah. Let's turn them around. Let's make them go back. Let's kick early, make them go back and clean that up. They'll tire late and we'll run over the top of them. Let's see if that tactic continues through this second half, and if it works for WA and they're able to run away with this at the back end, because I don't think this English side's going away.
No, first game of 3 in this English Lions Community Series is just about to go to its half-time break. We'll leave you after these short messages. We'll be right back with your second half. Welcome back. Second half just about to get underway here. It's been a beautiful afternoon, cloud covered as it may be, 22 degrees, a little bit of sun poking through the clouds at North Beach. And what was a pretty eventful first half, a tale of probably the start and the end, and the middle period was a whole separate part there where WA was just really in the flow, turning this English Lions sides on their head. But a late try, both of their tries converted, 12 points to 18. The English Lions are still in this one. Donny, WA are out here ready for the kickoff and still no sight from the change rooms.
Well, I'd imagine the English side, Coach Paul Couch will be having some fairly stern words and wants to drill it into his side that they want to start this tour with a win. They're up against this is not the state side. This is a put together, cobbled together team by the West Australian chairman. They want to start this tour with a victory. They don't want to go home with a loss here today. So you'll be drilling that into them, and I'm sure they'll come out really fired up in this second half when they eventually do grace us with their presence. The touch judge going up to knock on the door. You're due back. Your 10 minutes is up. We're ready for the second half. The WA side, as you said, leading 18 points to 12. 4 tries to 2. And as you mentioned, in that middle part of that first half, they really looked the far better side. The English side haven't had a lot of chances, haven't had a lot of ball in good ball area, but the fact that they've been able to score a couple of tries when they have got down there shows that if they are able to control it, get a bit of territory, you know, they're well and truly in this game with only a 6-point margin at the break.
Back out of the sheds now. Been enjoying their time in WA so far, the English Lions. They've posted up in Scarborough for this tour. They were down at the Wembley driving range yesterday, hitting a couple of bombs.
I was there not that long ago myself. I was there earlier in the week.
Actually,
I wasn't hitting bombs, though. I was just dribbling most of them along the ground. That's more my style.
Absolutely nothing to do with today's game of footy, though. But this morning I was meant to play at Hammersley, Donny, and bailed out on it quite late. Jake Marunovich, not a rugby man at all, but just to say, played this morning, got his first hole-in-one down there at Hammersley this afternoon, well, this morning, I should say. So congratulations to him. There's question marks. He's never used a Shrixon in his life, and the picture that I saw had a Shrixon in the cup. So complete side story, but we are happy for Jake Marunovich there.
Oh, fantastic.
Set and ready back in the middle. WA to kick off nice and deep. And they've actually got a little bit of sun in their eyes. The sun just starting to set over on the far side of the ground, and it's peeking through into a dangerous spot at the moment. Luckily, they're not receiving the
Rugby league ball, it is a cruel, cruel thing.
It actually slants down towards the corner for those at home as well. So every ball should roll out on exactly that angle. It's managed to straighten itself against the grain. A funny game.
Well, instead of having the ball down this end of the field, they're punished with a 7-tackle set, which could very well see WA in a decent attacking position at the back end of it. It's Davey Martin in jersey 4, gets his first minutes. He's put down 40 out from his own line, plays it back to Stein, who gives the flat pass. The English bench, they thought it was a little bit more than flat, and they're up to halfway with Fry. Goes to Tierney, a little kick over the top, reeling it in, Robbie Smith. The second kick, it's knocked on by Craig McShane. And that's a little bit of ad-lib football between Tomaho Tierney and Robbie Smith.
That's class. Almost on another day, that second grubber makes its way into the end zone. And We're going to have a pretty good foot race on there. I thought McShane was going to be turned wrong-footed, attacking the ball a little bit strongly. And so it was going to be retiring wingers and centres all hell for leather down towards the post. Still a big full set right in front here for WA.
A great chance now with Turner. He has the first carry. He's out there for WA as well. The Stein goes to Martin. Martin underneath to Barclay. Barclay stands in the tackle. Thought about an offload, but gets a quick play the ball instead. Stein says thank you very much, and off he goes. He sets his sights towards the try line. He's just short. Martin, he's looking out towards the left. Goes to Irvine. Irvine out the back to Tierney. Tierney floats that across to Smiler. Smiler back to Tierney, wrapping around. Tierney now stands, waits for the English to come to him, and takes the tackle. Smith at dummy half. Slow play the ball from Tierney. Goes to Fry. Fry to Bullard. And he just tries to bullock his way over. Tackle 5. Davey Martin wants it on the right. His hand has gone up. They go left and knock on, though, from Stein on the last. And that'll be a handover and a meek end.
They don't look like they're ever going to get broken through the middle. It's probably a big positive, I think, out of this English line side. They look really tight whenever you try bolster them close to the line. McPhee. Very condensed in the middle of the park here, the English lines. Not much organised other than running this one straight. Goes wider of the skipper, Siddons. We might just get the ball back on the left-hand side now. Will do. Gives a real good short ball through the line. McCallum tied up 35 out. 45, should say. Just crossing over halfway now. A jabbing kick through by Rouse. Might find its way out. So pretty good set once again. Now they just got to turn it up on defence. They've been good in tight, but they've been rolling meters all afternoon.
Was probably the best bit of game management we've seen from this English side so far. They've come out in this second half, and that's what they've really tried to do. Denny Rouse has taken control with his kicking game. He's trying to control the pace of his game with that kicking game. Puts it down into a corner, slows everything down, allows them to get their defensive line set. Because when they've kept the ball in play, we've seen what guys like Kanoa Gudgeon and Robbie Smith have been able to do in that broken field running. So just trying to take that away from the WA side. And now they're really turning up the heat with their defence as Turner goes out of dummy half. He runs into McShane. That's Jack McShane in the 9. There's Craig back at fullback. And another kick from inside the 20. This time they're awake to it and they get this up around halfway with Lewis Price. Price is up over the halfway, bounces away from Martin, and they're 40 out from the WA line on tackle 1. The early kick didn't work that time. McShane, Craig McShane out of dummy half. He pins the ears back. Smith gets him around the corner pass to Lewis Price. And there is a long-range try for England. And Craig McShane is really putting his stamp on this game.
Yeah, now it looks really comfortable. A good general out there this afternoon, and looks like he's going to stay on with the task the rest of this tour if he can keep that sort of effort up. And a bit of a risk from WA. They've got a few on the bench that didn't start this second half. I would maybe think now there's going to be a couple of early subs to start this second half off, and just let the boys know that we want to stay sharp and not let this one get too tight early in the second half.
Well, a good chance now for the England Community Lions to lock this one up. Denny Rouse, who had the great kick that put him down into a decent field position. WA continuing with that tactic of kicking early in the set. That's the first time it's backfired on them. It gave England great field position. They were able to convert that into 4, and it should be 6, and we should be at 18 all.
Taking plenty of time to set the kick here as well. Maybe a few blowing up from the Lions off the back of half-time. That first 5 minutes is always tough. But Danny Rouse to level it up. Good nudge. Over it goes. 18 all down here at the home of the North Beach Sea Eagles.
Was the try scorer. We've sung the praises there of Craig McShane, who made the great break, but there was a good run from Lewis Price leading up to that, before that, and he also backed up to score that try. He's from Lock Lane. They've got a couple from Lock Lane in this side, the English side, but he's one of the two, because the coach from Lock Lane as well. So a bit of representation. See their flag down as well on the well, it's the English side of the field. They're running towards the English flags. All their teams represented. There's Siddons. He's been very busy, the captain. Centre field, 30 out from his own line. Plays it back to McShane, and they tip that one on. Just looking for a simple set after points. The shoulder looks to spin out of the first contact.
14 here, 14.
From White.
Stay out, marker, 4.
Now Siddons, dummies. Well, that little short pass has been working wonders between Siddons and McCallum. That time he holds onto it. And a penalty late in the count against Keelan Tudor Edwards. Well, that is something they didn't need. And you heard the comms there from the referee too many times. He's allowed him to get away with it a few times, but it was just a combination, like a culmination. It built up and now gives a penalty away and a chance for England to hit the lead in this second half as Rouse goes across to Weir. Weir goes wide to Tomlinson. He straightens towards the line. He's put down. McShane will get the dummy half. They look out to that right-hand side. They go out, and a chance now for Crellin. He's got to the line. The touch judge is happy. The referee's happy. And the England Community Lions, they've started this second half on fire. And now they're in front, 22-18, kick to come.
Ooh, questions are just starting to be asked, aren't they, Donny? I mean, almost a complete flip of what we saw in that first half. WA was strong in defence, really working hard to make the English Lions make an option out of themselves that they weren't too sure on. Now you see the line speeds dropped off, and it's allowed the Lions to work through hands a lot cleaner, a lot nicer. And, well, that's 3 in a row, 1 before the half, and now 2 straight back off the other side. And looking pretty good for it. The coach might actually be getting paid the right amount of money, maybe.
Yeah, he's not just here for fun. We said they were all going to be in the sheds, saying exactly what they needed to do to come out and make sure they got a win here in this game. It looks like WA are going to respond. They're going to their bench as well. Kainoa Gudgeon in jersey 1, who caused the English all sorts of headaches in that first half, is about to make his way back out onto the field. They've given a few guys a run, but there's now a couple of blokes with their boarding pass ready to get back into the play for Western Australia. Toughest kick of the day. They've been good with the boot so far. Perfect, in fact, 3 from 3. Danny Rouse, he hasn't had one as tough as this. I'll be giving him some feedback on the balcony. He moves in, puts that towards the post, and they let him know. They let him know that that one has gone across the face of goal and is waved away. But they are in front, 22 points to 18. Plenty of time left in this one. As Gudgeon comes back on, it looks like Robbie Smith is getting a breather. Bowman Stein will get us back underway.
That's good, Just.
Well, he's got underneath that, a chance to perhaps contest for it, but goes just a little bit too deep. Martin and Parkinson come up with that tackle. Now Siddons. Well, you expect to hear his name a couple of times every set, Siddons. Now they're playing a little bit of up-tempo footy. Connor Parkinson comes in. Looks to use his speed in around the middle of the ruck and a quick play the ball. That one across the face, that's with Cousins. Cousins is put down. Just short of the halfway line, and they're going to look to put the kick in through Rouse. He drops it in behind, and Gudgeon, he's on his bike, gets across to it, cleans it up, takes on the winger. He's right very close to the sideline. Touch judge's flag stays down, though. That was a brave bit of play from Gudgeon and some good defence from Lewis Price, who still thinks he took him out.
And no, he deserved to go out, but I think the touch is spot on. I was laser hawked on it, and there would only be 2 centimetres in it. But all favoured a Gudgeon there. Would have almost been a dangerous position that leads to a losing position for WA if that one was turned over. Keelan Tudor-Edwards stuck in the middle of the park. This is really good by the Lions. Grubber on through, a little bit too cute. Should be surrendered onto, but it's played backwards. 0 tackle set again. Big chance for WA. Tudor-Edwards on the outside, working through nicely. Nowhere really for Irvine to go. Gudgeon wants it short side. Shows it, goes himself. 30 metres, and they're looking a little bit flat on the outside. They're deep in nature, but no one's really G'd up for anything from WA. Straight through the middle probably is the best option, trying to catch anybody napping. Stein eventually to ground, 10 out. Tudor-Edwards. Line speed was good by the Lions. Skipper forces them back to the short side. Big 5th and last here. Short side grubber through, taken on the full. Not to be this time, McShane. Will get tackled 15 metres out from his own line. And they probably do need to get through these subs now. This WA side looks really tired out there.
Yeah, it was... tackle, but they're up over halfway. Logan Barclay slows that play the ball down well enough. A loose arm from White that he gets away with. Slow to his feet. Now with Cousins. Cousins is hit by Tierney and Fry. Now with Weir. Weir goes right to the line. Gets that one out to Shulver. He stands in the tackle, wants to get the offload. The referee had called held just before he passed it. His voice broke as he called held.
Time off. There's a few down everywhere here, and I think a lot are calling for a quick little break in play.
I think this might be Dom Weir that went right to the line there before he gave the pass to Shulver, and might have got squared up a little bit. And that's, of course, the role of a half. If you're going to take it to the line, when you give that pass, you're going to get sat down, and that's exactly what happened to him there. Looks like Connor Taylor's got his boarding pass and wants to come in. We'll see if Weir might want to stay on the field. He's been called off by the trainer.
Wait. Is he going off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. It's
Well,
going to go off, boys. Just wait.
He's walking off under his own steam. I think we can put the game back on and they can just make the interchanges as they normally would. I don't understand why we've still got time off here, but
just a friendly, Donny.
we're back underway. Onside is Lewis Price. Price charging through and well taken by Tatoa Parkinson. Was under some sort of pressure. And WA, well, the pressure isn't relieved. They're still right up on their own try line as White comes in. Goes for a little carry and they get a relieving penalty. That is the definition of a piggyback.
It's good comms as well. I hope it's as crystal clear for you at home as it is for us this afternoon. He's been very clear all the way through his processes and only talking when he does need a reaction from players and not given that time, so has to give the penalty. Great control of the game. Not as good as
Gus Marshall, he said anything Caleb Reedy can do. Well, I can't do that. I'm not as good as Caleb.
Back in play, centre of the ground.
Gus Marshall just reminding us of his former glory, kicking a field goal to win a Golden Point Grand Final. So we'll give that one a run.
He puts himself in the sin bin chair anyway, so an appropriate timeout. Lost. Forced backwards through the tackle. And it's going to be adjudicated forward off lines, I believe, in the end of the day. Oh, no, good. Just was the way his hands were motioning out on the far side. Lions ball. Footy the winner.
Well, the referee, he had a word with the trainer at half-time about being on the field when he's not supposed to be, and he's been sent off the field here. It's always classic rugby league, seeing the trainer sent from the field, injecting himself into the action, trying to relive the glory days. Bit of push in that scrum. We've gone old school. Doesn't yield a result though. Connor Parkinson, he looks like he's got some wheels. I'd like to see him in a bit of open space. But not on that occasion. Now Siddons didn't look to throw the short pass that time, wanted the contact. And WA happy to oblige. Now Cousins, he dummies to the outside. Looks to use his significant frame. Plays it back to Holgate. Holgate goes to Siddons. This time he does give the short pass to Tracy. He was the first try scorer for the English side. They get out of dummy half. They put a little kick over the top. It's too deep. It's taken in the in-goal by Tatoa Parkinson. He's charging back to the 20-metre line. The referee saying not quick. Won't allow him to take the quick tap. The referee's got to be in position before they can get underway. He highlights that it's not the NRL.
It's fair and reasonable as well. Just back in while the ball was in the attacking set, Siddon's last hit. He's hurt his right shoulder a little bit and he's just feigned away from the first tackle. So one to watch, the skipper for the Lions. Big spin around tackle in the middle of the ground. Plenty stacked up on this short side here. Great tackling effort down low. Danny Rouse got out of the line, shut down any options. Now a chance to play. Tierney sends it real high in the centre of the ground. McShane calls his winger in to take it. Does a pretty good job of it. Palming two off, eventually going to ground. Connor Parkinson. You're not wrong, Donny. I do want to see him get a little bit of space to move because he does lift his head early. He's looking for that opportunity to streak out a little freer. Just hasn't really been gifted a chance yet this afternoon. Not the most imaginative set coming out from the Lions, just looking to keep up with their good work. Kick release. Gudgeon's going to get a little run at this, you would assume. Gets back towards the far side of the ground. Only beats one tackler. Settles on his own 30. And now finally, looks like some of the big units are training off for the WA Chairman's 13.
All the way here, boys. Go Don't go early this time.
They've really left it late to make these subs in the half, not to go for a double swap. Be interested to see if it's going to pay off, if they can get a couple of fresh legs through the middle now.
Stand. Here we go, boys. Hold.
Barclay playing the ball back to Stein as Cameron looks to use the right foot, but doesn't beat anyone. Just runs straight head on into Elliot Cousins. Now getting out goes Stein. Stein looking one way, looking the other, gets the pass back to Smith, and Smith spills it. Well, Bowman Stein, he looked to his right. Keelan Edwards said, look the other way, mate, I can't keep up with you. There was no one on the other side either. Shoveled it out the back to Smith, who knocks it on.
Doesn't matter. Get off. Trainers. Okay. I don't keep fun.
Well, he's having a running battle with the trainers. The players are trying to say he's hurt his head.
Okay, go heads in.
So he's got to come out and check him for concussion, but the referee's had enough.
Break. No, ball's break.
On-field coaching stops in the under-6s.
4, release him. Standing. Hold. Go 1.
Now the English side with Cousins.
14. Release. Don't look at me, mate. Hold. Go 2. No way.
Davey Martin makes first contact there. So
Together. 3.
now Siddons tips that one on to Glenn.
Guys, you're going to milk it. You're going to lose it. Hold. 4.
Getting out at dummy half is Holgate. Holgate around the corner pass. It'll be knocked on there by Philbin, who's back out onto the field.
Both sides, you can see, just tiring a little bit now, Donny. Post-season for one side, jet lag for the other, and I don't think it'll be a scrappy finish to this game, the last 15 or so, but certainly looks like we're going to see a few little errors when you're just trying to force it through a small hole.
Well, one thing is it's going to be a hell of a contest. It's 22 points to 18.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like even though it is scrappy, both teams starting to show fatigue. It means something to both these sides. They both want to win. And it's shown there in that carry from Brendan White. He's hard at it. Now Turner has a little bit of a juggle.
17, standing.
Before he is able to take off.
Go 2.
Now Tudor Edwards looks to the outside, shaped to kick. Still bounces out of a couple of tacklers.
Stand. Hold.
Now Stein, he still waits at dummy half. Goes to Smith. Smith, wow, Siddons was up on him and swallowed him.
Go 4.
Now Martin skips out to Gudgeon. Gudgeon, short ball to Barclay. Barclay looking to hit the hole. Put down on 5, and it looks like Denny Rouse has stayed down for England. Out of dummy half goes Gudgeon on 5, and he'll be tackled, and that'll be handed over. Well, he's had a couple of poor options in this second half, Kanoa Gudgeon.
Yeah. Just not really sure what the idea was for the most lead up of that set. They kind of got themselves confused. Solomon up, decoy runner 4 times in a row. One was due to good defense by Siddons.
And there's, well, he said, if I don't get the ball, I'll go and get it off them. Big contact.
Should have stayed out of it. He wanted the strip.
1.
Well, he's not the player I would have targeted to run straight at.
Hold. Go 2.
And a forward pass from dummy half. Well, not the first time for this English side. That time it's Holgate called.
On the red line. Red line. I'm not can't keeper.
Ellison Holgate.
On the 20.
And the Wathborough Hornets throwing the forward pass there. It gives WA another chance to perhaps lock this game up.
Cleanly. I don't want a penalty now.
If they can get across the line, the defence of the English side has been great in the second 40. Turner, dummies once, looks to put a little bit of slow, fast play. The ball comes out the back and knocked on.
It's good. He was folded awkwardly.
Red line.
Happy with the call as well. Are you not so much, Donny, or are you frustrated
I'm
at the drop?
happy with the call, just frustrated, I think. First tackle.
Boys, it's a scrum.
Nothing really doing, and I don't know, he's had some trouble with his hands and his catching since he's got out there, Luke Turner.
Yep. When I say ball in, ball in. Hey guys, 23.
I think the referee just balked him with the ball in.
Doubled him up before the ball went in.
Standing. Square. Go one.
Can you pack a scrum against yourself?
Hands on. Held. 14. Release him. Go two.
Just now the England bench looking for a reaction out of their side.
14. Release him. Here.
Nicely carried up by Rousey again. Rousey, Holgate. But they've really struggled to get into the second half of the field for what has been 10, 15 minutes now. After a really dominant start coming back out from the sheds.
Hold. Go, 5. Chase is good.
Big torp, set up deep, worrying underneath, but nicely dealt with in the end. WA can crack on through the middle here even more.
Well, Tatoa Parkinson, he did really well. I thought he was in all sorts of trouble because he planted his feet, and with those spiral torpedoes, when you plant your feet,
Play
that
away.
one's ripped out. This is Gudgeon gets away from one. He's got an open field. Gudgeon gets the fend into the face of Taylor and Kanoa Gudgeon. Well, he's been the orchestrator of a couple of tries, and this one he gets himself.
Yeah, Tatoa Parkinson, you were just about to say, Donnie. I mean, set himself awkwardly, looked like he was going to then surrender off the back of it, still manages to make 15, 20 metres. Yeah, and a little messy play. Ball spills out the back. Gudgeon picks it up cleanly, play on. And boy, he's quick over that first 10, isn't he?
Unbelievable. And again, you give him any sort of broken field opportunity, and there's not too many better than him. Absolutely outstanding the way that he has just carved a hole through this English side again and again. He's been WA's best, and gets a very well-deserved try there. And Tamaho Tierney from pretty much right in front, a chance to put WA back in front. They led for most of that first half. It's been all England in the second 40. But a little bit of individual brilliance, and WA should very well have the lead once more.
Hold, boys.
Makes no mistake, not even I could put the mock on him. 24-22. I'm not sure exactly how long left, but it's been a quality contest. Robbie Smith pacing up and down the sideline, ready to come back into the game. Can he have one final say in this contest as well? Good or bad?
I think we're spot on 10 minutes to go here.
Well, a fantastic final 10 to come.
Behind the kicker.
The English side, they know they've been in a contest, that's for sure. They've got to back it up and do it again in not too long.
Well, just don't do it next time.
Oh, warning on the run. They've been offside from just about every kick-off. This time the referee gives the warning on the run, but still doesn't penalise them. Smith at dummy half. A knock-on from White, and a chance straight away for the English side. It comes out to Philbin. Philbin just knows hard and straight. That's all he knows. So he does exactly that. Centres it, 20 out. Siddons, short pass, flat pass to Tracy, more than flat. It's called forward. Rouse runs away to score a try, but it's all for naught.
Tight.
On the 20.
Just makes the drama all the better here. This one's going to keep ramping up towards the end.
You saw that pass. He went to the line. It was incredibly flat. It could have gone either way. I've seen them let go.
Yeah.
I've seen them called. On this occasion, it was called. And an opportunity goes begging for the England Community Lions. How many more will they get? It's Turner. Well, he hasn't seen any room at all in his time out on the field. We'll play it back to Stein. White came up with the error a minute ago. calls for the high tackle, but shoulders, says the referee, from Kieran Glenn. It's Fry. He certainly hasn't had the same performance he had in the grand final. But he's still toiling away as Smith from inside the 40. Didn't look like he got a great piece of it. Still goes towards the sideline. McShane, good footwork. Stands up to Toa Parkinson. Bounces away from Cameron. Bounces away from Smith. He's still going, McShane. Eventually Toa Parkinson gets hold of a bootlace and just holds on until he finally goes to ground. He went nowhere then, but beat 7 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And he wanted about 4 penalties through the course of it and asked for every single one of them before resuming stepping. Not to be. Live subs rolling on in the background for the Lions.
Great technique there from Bowman-Stein down low. And Andy Philbin, he's very upright in his running style. Siddons around to Rouse, wrapping around. It goes out to Taylor. Taylor straightens. Chopped down by Fry. Holgate gets to dummy half. Goes out to Rouse. Rouse, he puts it up. Again down to Toa Parkinson, who's handled everything that's been kicked his way. Maybe look to target Kalen Jeremiah Phillips. He's had a quiet half over on the other side of the field.
Just got to test him with 1 on the right, you would think. 0-4 in the left this half.
Hold. Stand. Hold. Hold. Go to.
A very stagnant WA. I think the fatigue is hitting them a little bit harder than the Lions now, because there is not much happening besides the halves. Tudor Edwards runs straight into a 45-degree angle. Little line that was coming out to hit him.
Go 4. Chases are on.
Good kick release, nice and deep. A lot of open space for Prescott to return. Picked up pace, bounces off 1. Almost free of the next tackle. Surrenders himself 45 from his own line. Short side, 3v2. Can't work their way through it. So a little crack back off the left foot. Price.
Well, Robbie Smith is throwing himself into every tackle, but unfortunately he's just bouncing off every single one at the moment, although he sticks that one as I say it. Of course he does.
Tracy.
Moving it forward, you got to go back. Don't milk it, boys. Last warning. Back. Back. I said go back.
Well, Jamie Tracy's been told about 4 times to go back.
Play the ball.
I'm not sure he knows what direction that is. He only knows forward.
From overseas, he probably speaks a different language, Donny. Can't be too harsh.
He's got to fake the accent, you reckon. Now Taylor, short ball and knocked on. Jared Smith, the captain, cleans it up, and that'll be 0 tackle. It's Turner, out of dummy half. The A defenders awake to it. Gethin Thomas makes his way back out. Bullard stands in the tackle. Eventually, 3rd man gets in to put him to ground. Stein to Tudor Edwards. Goes to Martin. Martin is absolutely enveloped by the English defence. And just Jamie Tracy just stands there, stands over the top of him. Says, look at what I did to you. And now he gives away the penalty. Well, he's actually gone back to the previous play the ball, the referee, for the crowding penalty. He thought about it, and a whole tackle went by. He said, no, I'm going to penalise
that. Was a good idea. I was right. Tudor Edwards, only just past halfway. Safety.
I don't know, not long, mate. I don't have time.
It's about
the
4
English
minutes.
Side, they're asking how long left.
4 minutes for those playing at home.
Don't crowd, better. 1.
Good.
There's a positive reinforcement there for Jamie Tracy.
He's had good control of both sides this afternoon. Only asked for actions and reactions. Tudor Edwards again has been really happy to carry the ball. Hasn't fooled anyone though so far.
Go 3.
Short little jab through again. Covered well by the winger. They're knowing to circle in around this chairman's side, and they'll have to surrender the ball back.
Well, a two-point ball game and time ticking away. The English side, they're 100 metres from where they want to be. But they've got themselves a penalty.
Initially, it was fine.
Just crept up a little high. Rouse steps up. They want to up the tempo here, the English side towards the sideline. A great touch finder. Up to the 40-metre line. Well, the tempo might be in their head. It's not in their legs, so they're struggling to get up to where the ball is. Now Krellin taps Taylor. They go to Stableford. Stableford's put down, 40 out from his own line. Now Siddons out to Rouse. Rouse dummies a couple of times, gives the pass, and Lewis Price puts it down. And the mistake from the England Community Lions, and WA, they go a step closer to claiming victory in this one.
And now you can really almost start thinking about taking the time off. You know the Lions aren't going to try draw this one. So as much time as you can soak up here and then defend one more good time. Be a very good win for the Chairman's 13 if they can.
Head in, mate. I know. We've got to start again. Before we start, get your heads in.
It's really tricky, this scrum stuff.
Heads in. Wait.
It's a rugby league scrum. Jared Smith, he can't get his head in. He's quite happy to wind some time off the clock. That's gamesmanship from Jared Smith. Now Siddons can't get his head in. Now there's a little push and shove.
Okay, guys, just break it up. Back. Time's off. Go back over there.
Temper's starting to fray.
No. Just stay here. You stay here.
A bit of coaching here from he doesn't like the trainers out there coaching the players, but he's going to do that. He's going to tell them how to pack a scrum. The two captains, they were the two that both wouldn't put their head in the scrum.
We've got like 2 minutes to go, okay? Control your boys. It's almost done. Just do it, okay?
Davey Martin just says hi, Martin. Bit of a wave to everyone back at home.
I think it was just you, Donny.
That's right. Let's do it again. Last chance, boys, okay? Not long to go.
He's one of the good guys of Western Australian Rugby League, Davey Martin. He feeds the scrum, striking at the ball. The English want the knock on at the base of the scrum. The referee say it's all legs of Bowman Stein. He'll play it back to Martin. Martin. Fry looks to step and caught a little high. Stableford, he wants to put the herd on. Tudor Edwards to Bullard.
Come on, guys.
Bullard, he's put down onto his back. Be a slow play the ball. Connor Taylor told not to look at me by the referee. He goes across to Gudgeon. Gudgeon, he gets a clip across the ear from Siddons.
You guys see anything there? Play the ball. Play the ball.
Well, Gudgeon, he wants to chat. He's not too happy. He's thinking about walking away here, Kanoa Gudgeon.
Come on. What's up, mate? Got to play the ball. We've got nothing, so you got to...
Well, he's pointing out Siddons, the English captain, wasn't real happy.
Got nothing to report here. Okay, so
again, no, the referee saying nothing to report. Okay. He certainly got one high.
I can't report something
from my vantage point.
Tackle 4.
But the officials haven't seen it, and Kanoa Gudgeon's got to play the ball and get on with it. So plays it back to Roll. So Jack Roll out on the field from the Ellenbrook Rabbitohs at dummy half.
Go 4.
The pass is a dribbler along the ground, not the greatest first involvement from Roll. On tackle 5, Robbie Smith wants it. What's he got up his sleeve here, Robbie? He's thinking field goal. He points that towards the post. It looks out to the left. It's waved away. Well, he was hoping for a 3-point win.
In the middle.
He had that on his bingo card, did Robbie Smith. But it's waved away.
Hold. 0.
Holgate goes to Siddons. Another flat pass from Siddons. And Tracy's put down.
Hold. Go 1.
Now it's with Rouse gets it out to Taylor. Taylor gets it wider, out to Krellin, he gets it to Parkinson, and there's a forward pass called. They're coming back, and the English are blowing up Deluxe. Well, that was a fantastic bit of play from the England Community Lions, but one of the passes called by the touch judge as being forward. And too much chat there, and a penalty ends up going to the West Australian side. The frustration for the English is evident. They've been robbed there, they feel, of what would have been a highlight moment.
Just one step in front, boys. No more talk, okay? That's it. Go.
The call has been made as Royden Gillett.
Hands on.
He's quite happy to take the last carry of this tour game, and the Western Australian Chairman's 13 are victorious, 24 points to 22. What a fantastic way to start this tour. The Community Lions, they've got some soul searching to do before they take on the West Australian state side in just a couple of days' time. But they almost snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Just the last pass called forward by the touch judge. They've had their own involvements, the men in the middle. And in the end, that's the call that decides the outcome of this game.
Good game, boys.
And it is Western Australia. The Chairman's 13. Bobby Cronin, you've done it. You've picked a winner. 24-22. Nick Neary, he's vacated the commentary box. He's down on the sideline somewhere, trying to get hold of somebody to have a chat with. He's in amongst it, right in the middle. Here's Nick. He's just trying to grab somebody to have a talk to. Hopefully one of the tourists. Maybe the captain, Chris Siddons, who had a fantastic game, but Chris just wants to get his boys together for a little bit of a chat as to how that one played out. We might cross down to Nick. He's actually got one of the winners in Kanoa Gudgeon. He was outstanding. I think he was the man of the match in this contest to try. So we'll go down to Nick Neary, who's got Kanoa Gudgeon.
Thank you very much. I mean, a good day at fullback for yourself. I mean, you lit it up early in the first half, and then you've now got a little wipe on your nose there. But that's all right. It's a good hit out against the English boys, First up.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. Good game. Obviously, we thought we had their measure at the start, and they came back, showed a bit of grip, stayed in it, and we just needed to get in the end. And copped one around the nose, and it's probably welcome back to the rugby league. So it's good.
Yeah, that second half, they seemed to come out a little bit stronger, faster and dancing. Last one, then the first two in the second half. What was the chat just to bring this one home and get that last one?
It was pretty much just stay basic. Keep the ball through the middle, try to put it in behind them. They've come a long way, and we're hoping the heat was going to be on our side of the ball there. So just keep turning around and pushing through the middle.
All right, we'll let you go for that one. Just a quick one this afternoon. We'll catch you in the next couple of games, maybe. Cheers. Back to you, Johnny.
Fantastic to hear from Kanoa Gudgeon. I don't know whether the audio came through, but he had a wonderful game. But scored a try, had a hand in quite a few others. A bit of a late addition to this side as well, Gudgeon. He wasn't on the original team list. Saw him out there warming up, and was lucky to get his name before he took the field. But what an addition! What a late inclusion, parachuted in. Bobby Cronin got on the phone, I'm sure, and said, "We need you, mate. You're going to be the difference between winning and losing," and that he was. A great performance from the Chairman's 13, but the Community Lions, I think they've got a lot to take out of this one as well. Tries for them to Craig McShane, Leon Krellin, Lewis Price and Jamie Tracy. for their 22 points. The 24 for the Chairman's 13 came via Totoa Parkinson with a try. Robbie Smith, a great little bit of individual brilliance. Tamaho Tierney grabbed one. Joel Irvine scored the first try of the game. And Kanoa Gudgeon, as we said, getting one of his own in a brilliant performance. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been great to bring you this one, and hope to bring you more of this England Community Lions tour. We'll see you during the week.